Hello and welcome to the Okayama International Circuit, the home of iRacing's Ferrari GT3 Challenge this week. I thought that it would be a good opportunity to do kind of like a track map or a explanation of a track, how to basically do a faster lap around this track. I didn't use fastest because my fastest lap around here is a 128.5. And I've seen videos that are 127.7 and such like that. But the problem with those is they don't ever actually explain to you what they're doing. They just show you the video and then make you try to figure it out yourself, which is hard to understand and pick out reference points that they're using and braking points and where you should be on the track and things like that. So I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of just walk through exactly what you need to be doing on this this track to actually have a good lap. Anyways, after going through that, let's go ahead and just get directly into the lap here. We have telemetry on the bottom left hand side. Car number doesn't matter, position doesn't matter. Speed is a good indicator as well, so watch your speed if you're using this video to get faster and see if you're matching my speed or around my speed. Obviously that's going to fluctuate. Everybody has their own braking points, things like that, and we'll talk about that more as we go through here. But then just to get started, we're just going to be heading straight down this straightaway here, going to get up into fifth gear. So what we're going to do is that 100 braking point there on the left hand side. A little bit after that, we are actually going to just get on the brakes here. We're going to get down into second gear. We're going to be going along the curbing on the left side here. Now, this is where philosophies differ depending on what type of driver you are. Number one is that at this point in time, some people prefer to actually drive straight from this point onward and no longer follow the curve and head out towards the left-hand side of the track. A good indicator of when you should do that is when you see the orange square. That is the marker to let you know kind of to go straight from there. I've found for whatever reason that I am faster if I just kind of don't go all the way out, but I think that may just be a particular thing with me or the way that I am driving the track. So, you know, you can either use mine to kind of get a basis and then improve off of it by going further out, you know, onto the outside of the track, or, you know, my way I think is pretty good as well, but it's not the fastest way, I don't think. But I also, when I try to go to the outside, I don't really gain or lose time. It's kind of very similar to what I'm doing here. So anyways, let's get back into it. So we're going to head out to the middle of the track here. We're going to want to go all the way to the right side. And then we're going to want to start coming in on the left-hand side here for turn 2. Now, the interesting thing about turn 2 here is we are not going to want to downshift. We're going to more coast than anything else. So we're going to want to get on the inside curbing here. Whether you're actually getting on the curbing or next to the curbing. In this specific one, I was not on the curbing itself. I was just next to it. But you can definitely get on the curbing a little bit as well. Just make sure that you don't drop your wheels off on the left-hand side of this curbing, because then you're going for a spin. So coasting, back on the gas, out to the right-hand side of the track. We're going to go full throttle through this S turn right here. The 100 marker. So with the 100 marker and the 50 marker here, I have found it best to, I want to back my braking point up a little bit through this section. I've tried braking at the 50, braking at the 100, and I found that the best solution for me is kind of to brake right in the middle. So we're on the brakes now. That's about halfway or so. I was on it a little bit before where I paused it here. So basically, down into second, we're going to want to hook this corner. Now, on this lap specifically, I did not hook it all the way around. I kind of got wide a little bit. I didn't turn far enough in. So you'll see that here. So I didn't hug all the way to the end of that apex to where it actually would have been sufficient to get on the gas. But I didn't actually lose that much time, and I can make up a second or two if I do ride around that whole inside section there. So just be aware of that as well. And then we're going to get up into third, into fourth, into fifth down this straightaway. Right here, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to brake at the 100 marker. We're going to want to take our vehicle from the left side over to the right side of the track. We're going to want to get down into this corner, down into second, and about here, we want to be in first gear, or whenever you can actually shift down depending on the speed you carried in based on your braking point. But we're going to be on the first gear all the way through here, and then up into second, left side of the track onto the right. We want a little brake coasting out to the right side of the track. We can even take that right here. If you want to take that curbing a little bit further, you definitely can do that and get a little bit more of a straight angle at this turn. But you know, how I did it is fine as well. You can get more aggressive at every turn and just therefore make your lap just that much quicker if you have the right angles and things along the lines of that. But in this upcoming turn here, We're going to want to just let off the gas just a little bit. Then we want to get up on the curbing, and then we want to go out to the right side of the track, and we want to get on the gas as fast as possible. And then at the 50 marker here, we're going to want to brake. Now, I went up into 4th gear here. That is something you shouldn't do. You should really just stay in 3rd gear, so that way you don't have to needlessly shift down, because there was really no reason I needed to get up into 4th when I was about to be braking anyways. So at the 50 marker, we're braking down into 2nd, into 1st, take that all the way around the curbing, onto the right-hand side, stay in 1st through here, back on the brakes, around this entire curbing, and then in gas, up into 2nd, up into 3rd. Now here, it looks like you're probably going to want to brake, but you're really not. You're just going to want to coast over this curbing. Just be aware that if you drop your wheels over the right-hand side, like I do here, you have to make sure that your angle is correct, because if you drop your wheels for too long and then you kind of go around the angle and like around the turn with them dropped, it'll actually count as a black flag and make you slow down. And that happens too frequently to me around this turn. So just be aware of that. So coasting through here, back on the gas, then down into 2nd for this final 11th turn. So when we're in 2nd here, the best way to know when you need to get back on the gas is you'll see this first house on the right-hand side. Now you see the 2nd house, right-hand side. So the middle house and the right-hand side house. Then you can get back on the gas. As soon as you see both of those houses, that indicates, as long as you keep your wheel turned at 90 degrees, you will be able to just be full on the gas and actually be able to go ahead and get right out here. So up into 4th, up into 5th, and that is a lap around the circuit here. It's a 128.5. Hopefully that is a good indicator and help for you to learn how to actually drive this track yourself. And now stop running into me, please.